Have you ever felt like you're grinding non-stop, chasing that online success dream, and being convinced that it will finally happen? I was there for years. I failed at 20 businesses before finally generating 2 million in revenue. And you know what? It felt empty. Like George Bernard Shaw said, there are two great tragedies in life. One is not getting what you want, the other one is getting it. So this is my story of chasing the dream, catching it, and then realizing it wasn't the dream I thought it was. The internet, it felt like these magic books, right? Ideas and money flowing across the world in milliseconds, and I wanted in. I wasn't just after funny cat videos. I've seen people building their own freedom online. Freedom to create, freedom to travel, freedom to work on my own terms. That's what I wanted. At some point, I remember I was even dreaming about retiring my parents early. That was the real motivation for me back then. I was good in tech, studied networks in high school, but then I stumbled on this book, Make Money Online While You Sleep, or something like this. It sounds a little bit silly right now, but it was a real thing for me back then. It wasn't just about being rich, it was about control. Control of my time, control of my life, you know, and that idea became an obsession. And like any good obsession, it dragged me through the late nights, financial stress, and a lot of self-doubt. This rabbit hole I was diving in wasn't paved by gold, I can tell you that. So over the last decade, I must have started around 20 different online ventures, from dropshipping through the marketing agencies, building online communities, like you name it. Some were so bad I can't even remember their names anymore. But one thing I know, I gathered a lot of experience because of it. For example, dropshipping, I was selling fitness clothes. I made around $500, but it was just horrible because of the customer experience they had. Shipping times from China were like 5 weeks or 6 weeks to deliver. They were emailing and calling like, where is my order? I want to have my clothes already home. I want to cancel the order. I want a refund. And back then I didn't have enough money to buy stock of the clothes and have them in my warehouse and send them to customer in 1, 2, 3 days period. So I had to close down this business. I had 2 marketing agencies. I had happy clients, did great work, made around 15K, but the problem was scaling. If I wanted to scale, I had to hire people. And if I wanted to hire people, I had to manage these people. That's something I hate, okay? I hate managing people, so I had to close down this marketing agency. Then there was this do-it-yourself platform / community. Millions of visitors per month, huge potential. I was young, trusting, and a bit naive, honestly. And of course, what happened? I had partners, I didn't have a contract, and those partners stole everything. They stole the website, they stole the socials, and I ended up with nothing. That lesson was burned into my brain so heavily. Right now I'm super thankful for it. But back then I was feeling horrible. So trust is good, but contracts are better. And choosing your partners carefully is super important too. So while my grand business plans were burning and crashing, I was just helping my sister. She had this beauty and wellness blog and I wanted to support her. Back then I already knew a bit about online stuff, so I helped her with tech side of the business, with marketing, SEO, and so on. I remember one day we were looking at Google Analytics and we've seen this huge spike of organic traffic because of our effort, and we were like, what we can do about it, like how we can monetize this now. So I told myself, if I want to make it work this time, I have to do something different. I'm gonna focus only on this project, nothing else. No more abandoning projects after 2 weeks. So we fully focused and turned this blog in 2 years into subscription platform with online courses, books, and video lessons. Long story short, we generated 2 million in revenue in a few years, which was completely unexpected. Here comes the first lesson that I learned on my way, which is stop chasing shiny objects. Use all of your energy and laser focus it on one thing that you want to make it work. What really helped me was the book from Gary Keller. It's called The One Thing. And obviously it talks about how focusing only on one thing can bring you an extraordinary results. So let's go back to this 2 million in revenue. Sounds like I finally achieved what I wanted from the beginning, right? But here is the cold hard truth. Revenue is not profit. And without profit, there is no freedom. Turns out I built my cage. We were very dependent on the paid ads. Operations were a constant headache and every dollar in felt like it has to be immediately reinvested. Since we were hitting the ceilings with our revenue in our market we've been, naturally we wanted to scale. We wanted to go to another markets. We wanted to expand, but it was not very easy and possible since all of our video lessons were already filmed, with a language that was not English. We even poured 200k into ads by ourselves and later on with other experts, but we were never able to achieve positive return on the investment for our product. So instead of feeling I made it, I felt suffocated. Which moves us to lesson learned number 2, which is revenue is vanity, profit is sanity. So the profit is what buys you freedom. Don't get blinded by big numbers. So years of constant pivoting, scaling attempts and pushing forward just hit the wall. This business that was supposed to give me a freedom was draining me every day. It felt like a losing battle. So I had two choices: keep banging my head against the wall, hoping that magically something would change, or do the hardest decision of my life, which was start over, but this time smarter. Which brings me to lesson number 3. If the data screams dead end and your advisors are not offering any viable solution to move forward, pivot fast. Don't double down on a losing hand just because you invested a lot of time and money. Look, let's be honest, I'm an introvert, always have been. That's probably part of why I got into online business in the first place. Hide behind the screen, build things from my laptop and control everything. For years I thought content creators were these amazing, charismatic extroverts, always on, always ready to go. But then I had this wake-up call. If I truly wanted freedom, not just idea of it, but real, tangible freedom, I had to step up. Hiding behind the scenes and telling others what to do, that wasn't the real skin in the game. That was just another form of being trapped. I always had this urge to build something mine, something direct, something authentic. So one day I asked myself, am I living up to my values or am I just talking about them? My top value is freedom, freedom of creation, freedom of time, freedom of location. The best path to the freedom, I realized, wasn't just building any business. It was building a content-driven business. Built around me, around my experience, around my failures, around helping others. For some strange reason that felt right, but still terrifying. I've spent years helping and see other creators and businesses succeed behind the scenes. Now I'm stepping into the light and putting myself out there, and I will document my journey as a content creator from the scratch. So you can see in real time exactly what works for creators today and what doesn't, and how to build your true freedom and sustainability as a content creator. On my channel you are going to get 2 core things: actionable creator blueprints, how to monetize your passion, how to build your audience, how to make a systems and strategies that will support you. I'm gonna share with you all of my experience, all of my failures and all of my successes. So after 20 failures and after that unexpected 2 million success that burned me out, what are the real lessons? The ones that actually changed me and the ones that I had to learn the hard way. Lesson number 1, focus ruthlessly. Scattering your energy across 10 projects isn't hustle, it's self-sabotage. Lesson number 2, revenue is an illusion. Profit is reality. Chasing big numbers without real profit is like chasing mirage in the desert. Lesson number 3, listen to the data, trust your gut and pivot fast when something's not working. Don't let pride or ego trap you into a losing game. Lesson number 4, it's not about how much you make, it's about how you make it. Are you building a life or just another job you can't escape? At the end of the day, I would always ask myself, am I building something that truly matters to me? Something aligned with my deepest values, something that brings me fulfillment? Or am I, without even realizing it, building for myself a comfortable cage? That's the promise I'm making to myself as I starting this new chapter, this creator journey. And honestly, I hope it's a promise that you will make for yourself too. Because we deserve to build lives and businesses that set us free, not trap us. Let's learn from each other, let's support each other, let's build something amazing and don't lose ourselves in the process. I'm excited to see where this journey takes us.